Imperator, laus in pace Dei, crucis amator, requiem aeternam in te Deum, Spiritum Sanctum sempiternum, requiem aeternam in te Deum, Spiritum Sanctum sempiternum. Laus in ecstasis, laus in furia, hostis infideli, lauses gloria, laus in inferno, rex et imperator, laus in pace Dei, crucis amator, requiem aeternam in te Deum, Spiritum Sanctum sempiternum, requiem aeternam in te Deum, Spiritum Sanctum sempiternum.
Greetings, congregation, degenerates, everyone. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. God, I am not sure. I was not sure if I was going to be able to even stream tonight. I really wasn't. Got a huge fucking Florida level storm and a gigantic fucking crash of lightning outside my house. I was like, don't you dare lose power now, you fuck. Obviously, I would have given you guys a makeup stream, or I would have just done a bigger show next week. But I'd hate to miss a stream. We'll see what happens during hurricane season, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Oh, God, I love that song. That's one we don't usually hear a lot of, and I'm glad it got picked. Playing Gears of War on PlayStation? Yeah. Welcome in, K-Shawl, Zalble, Brutus. God, today is going to be a show. Today is going to be a show for all of you. First of all, it's episode 007. We are at the Bond number. I want to, first of all, got some housework, so I want to say thank you. I am now at 131 subscribers. I just got a recent one today. C. Valentino, welcome in. And you can see that is taking a decent chunk, or a shin kick, to Daryl O there. Welcome in, V. Welcome back. Glad you found your way back. Yeah, today's going to be a show because I tried... First of all, I have a fuck ton of news, so we may actually go to midnight. We may actually be a midnight mass at midnight. We don't know. I don't know yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Today, I have a lot of... I'm going to... I promise you guys. I promise you I will be funny. I promise you I will be uplifting. I promise you I will try and give levity. But I have a fucking rant to get off my chest today. I have it. And for those who are in my Discord server, actually, if someone needs it, exclamation point Discord, welcome in, Nyala. You have arrived indeed. Thanks for saying you have came. I'm here as well. Thank you for joining us, Nicholas Donka. I have a rant to go on today, and for, again, those who are in my Discord server, you already know what this is about. This is a this is a painful one. This is a painful one because you guys know me. I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not an asshole. I'm not an evil, mean person. I could be a snake, okay? My own parents will tell you I can be a venomous snake. I'm an absolute rattlesnake. Meaning, I'm dangerous, but I will warn you first. But when I'm friends to someone, I try to be friends and I try to treat them with respect. And for someone who was once a huge part of this community, not only the community of Gulf City, but the community I have built myself, to absolutely take a dagger and put it in my back, and put it in the back of every single fucking one of us, who have did everything we could to include that person for games. We played their game. We had fun day in and day out. For them to just fucking upend everything because they have a stick up their ass, or more accurately, a spoon up their ass, and then to accuse me of just basically lie about me and who I am and what I do, and then say, oh, you're not qualified to do what you do. Bitch, I have never once claimed to be some fucking scholar. I am a dumbass from Florida who has a fucking microphone, OBS, and news. I don't give a fuck. What? Oh, I need your permission and to read your books, but we'll get to that. Yeah, it's very fucking disappointing. It's horrible. But we have some fun news in the meantime, because today's episode is called Truth Hurts. Why? Because these people I allude to, they think truth and opinions, oh yes, lots of opinions and lots of colorful language. These people think that truth only matters when you have power. Who the fuck? Oh, stick around, Steve Dave. You'll fucking learn. You'll fucking learn. That makes you as qualified as anyone else. That's, dude, they're right. Like, you are not. Look, this is the easiest fucking job on earth. This is the easiest fucking job on earth. Okay? I literally set my own hours. I literally set what I want to talk about. I literally, do everything. I'm my own boss. And you know what? If you guys feel so inclined, there is a fucking cornucopia of donations. And by the way, guys, I've got new ones. Yes, I do. I have some new ones. One of them is in the $70 range, so I don't expect that to be hit right now. Let me look up the names. I forget the names. Because that's a little bit of housework I have to do. It's called Here Comes the Sun. And no, it's not a Beatles song. I have, at 43.55, it's You're Going to Hell, and this is from the Among Us, 787, Red is Sus. Okay, that's cool. That's all that's done. So that's all taken care of. Yes, I have some new little pop-ups, and welcome in, Steve Dave. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about some things today, some very disappointing things, but truth hurts. Truth is more powerful than power. Truth will always win. Why? Because it's true. And it doesn't matter what army you have. It doesn't matter if you're the most powerful empire in existence. It doesn't matter if you have all the political influence and all the monetary indulgences. Truth will always win, and truth will set you free. Suffice to say, he laments meeting the subject. But I do have some more stuff to do. We do not have him in the chat yet, Darrow O. He is still Mr. Money in the Bank. He still has that briefcase. And not only that, not only does he currently have the money in the bank, which means he could cash in at any time, and he knows the secret donation. Okay? It's only for select few. He can cash in at any time, pick the game. But he's also set himself up for next month. He is going to be, unless someone here decides to be a fucking mad lad. He is going to be back-to-back Money in the Bank winner. But we still have many shows in between that. First, we have today's special drink. What is today's special drink? Well,
I feel it deep within. It's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
that's right. What we got here? We have Monster Energy Electric Blue. So basically what I understand of this one is that it's like Voltage. It's like Mountain Dew Voltage button Monster. I have not tried it. It's brand new. Cheers. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, I'm a sucker for blue Raz. I'm a sucker for blue Raz. Oh, that's good. That's good, but I am going to see if I can get that to last the entire stream, because we may, as I said, we may be going to midnight. We may be going to tomorrow. So, that is, I think, all of the intro. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. We have him in, folks. We have not only my stream boss, current stream boss champion, but he is Mr. Money in the Bank himself, Daryl O. And Daryl, I do not know if you saw this, Daryl, but if you take a look at the screen, this is, I don't have any music for it, but oh, why is it it shouldn't be beneath the ticker. Anyway. There we go. Oh. There we have it. The Money in the Bank. You own it, dude. You have it. And you can cash in at any fucking time. Anytime you want. And any game that I have currently had on the docket, from Pummel Party to Jackboxed, whatever, you can say, hey, this week we want to play this. You dictate it, dude. That's what you got. And as I said, you are on your way to being back-to-back Money in the Bank winner. And don't even need to climb a ladder. No, you know what, dude? I bring the briefcase to you. You, who, through generosity, decided to give this fucking dumbass with a camera, or with a microphone, your hard-earned happy cabbage. And I appreciate it. Dude, I really do. And everyone who's ever donated. And for those who just sit in the chat and lurk, for those who subscribe, thank you. But I have to bring up the Money in the Bank because I only bring this out once a month, the very last stream of the month, so that those who wish to fight for it may indeed fight. And if you do not wish to necessarily go for Money in the Bank, you just want to give a shin kick to Daryl, by all means, give a shin kick to Daryl, because holy crap, does he have a fuck ton of points. 226,320 points. Daryl, you are going to be stream boss for a very, very long time. Shilling out the stream mic, I really want to see him get roasted for the dude. Thank you. By all means, everyone, yes, agreed. Share the stream out. I want my goal for this channel, beyond enjoyment, beyond having you guys continuously show up. My goal for this channel is to hit 60,000 subscribers. Now, you might be asking, why 60,000? Why not go for the big 100K? Well, of course, I would love to go for 100K. Of course, I want to go for that. I can get that silver plaque. Are you kidding me? No. I want 60K. Because a certain arrogant utensil thinks that he wants to shove he has more views and more subscribers in my face as if that's somehow an achievement. But look, congratulations, dude. You've been doing this for 5 times longer than I have. Of course you have more than I do. Who cares? But he wants to act like a woman and use his and now, let me rephrase that. Act like a cunt. And use his popularity to think that, oh, well, I'm more watched than you, so that must be I'm correct. Okay, well, if I was more subscribed, you'd be saying, well, who cares? Who cares? That doesn't mean you're right. No, I want 60K because I want to, first of all, I'll get hit 60K before him, and I want to rub it in his face. I want success to be revenge. I want this community. I want you, group of degenerates, to tell that piece of fucking shit to raise your middle finger in the air, because the middle finger is a means that I can still loose my arrow. That is what this is about. A mean girl in high school would be... yeah, it's high school bitch behavior. It's high school bitch behavior. Oh, believe me, any ego boost I give will be completely jugular slit later tonight, Steve Day. Thank you for joining in as well. And thank you, Sal Blay, for the, as she says, obligatory shin kick. Yes, Daryl, 224,040 points. Guaranteed, let's see, guaranteed most of his subs are mostly yeah. Anyway, we're not, that's later. Let's calm down. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy it before we get angry. And then we have palate cleansers, as always. But what is our beginning today? Well, we should learn what is today. Today is February 15th. Now, for those, who, care, it is the day after I almost said Thanksgiving, after Valentine's Day, which, for some is just another day. For some is a day to spend time with a loved one. And for others, today is just half-price chocolate day. Daryl, ow, my shin. But what happened on this day? Well...
You think you know me?
On this day.
I love that one. On this day, yes. What do we have? Today in history. Oh, this will be interesting. In 399 BC, philosopher Socrates is sentenced to death by the city of Athens for corrupting the minds of the youth of the city and for impiety. Now, if I remember correctly, I don't think he was killed. He was attempted to be killed with poison, hemlock in his drink. Oh yeah, Metalingus. Oh yeah. V, you are a man of culture. Alter Bridge, yes. Daryl, yes. Yes, I love that song. That song has been my ringtone, I'm not kidding, for fucking 15 years. I love that song. Hey, thanks, YouTube, for giving me an email saying I'm live. I didn't know that. Hey guys, did you know I was live? Oh my lord. No. Come on. In 590, Kosura, okay, the second, the last great Sasanian king is crowned King of Persia. Wow, interesting. In 1763, Austria, Prussia, and Saxony signed the Treaty of Hubertusburg, marking the end of the French and Indian War and the 7 Years' War. The Soviet Union leaves Afghanistan in 1989. as the last Soviet troops crossed the Soviet-Afghan border in 2001, first draft of the complete human genome is published in the journal Nature. Oh, that's really interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know that. And in 2003, an estimated 6 to 11 million people around the world take to the streets to protest against the Iraq War. The irony of that one is that the people that were protesting the war probably voted for the people that went to war in the first place. And now the people that are protesting that war, they want to send billions to Ukraine. Where are we? Who is that talking? I don't know. Where am I? I don't know. Who are you? I just followed Blake. Okay, well, at least you have a designated buddy. And speaking of Discord and, you know, what I've been talking about earlier, yes, we are going to have to talk about the issue that might be occurring with Discord later this year. In fact, next month. Now, take this article with a grain of salt, because it is Polygon. Polygon is not exactly the greatest news site, but Discord will soon require ID verification to use of all of its features. Users will now have age-restricted settings by default. Now, I know a lot of people, in many ways, would be up in arms about this. You know, they're very freaky out. But I discussed this on Steve Dave's show last night, the Silence Banter. He also brought this up, and he also brought up a potential replacement should things actually turn shitty. Now, the problem I have is, and this was brought up in Discord, ironically, by Donkey, is that people already have their fucking pictures and who knows what else, not only online, but on Discord. So is uploading a picture here all that bigger of a deal? Now, the main issue with this is the third party. See, Discord doesn't necessarily have the issue. It's a third party that tends to have the leaks. And that's where that's where Discord is getting community noted about this. Discord announced on Monday that it will be launching a teen by default setting globally next month. In essence, this means that you'll have to jump through some hoops to use the service in full, as the default options now will restrict access to certain age-gated spaces and filter content that's age-appropriate for teenagers. Unlocking Discord's full suite of features will start with sharing your face with the company. Now, okay. Sharing your face, okay, that's a bit creepy. I'm not a big fan of that. But, you know, that's one thing. Now, if they ask for, like, your photo ID, like your driver's license or shit like that, that's where I'm like, no. But here's the thing. I don't know if this fully matters, but I know my server, both of my servers, actually, but my channel server, the Cathedral, that not only has no age-sensitive shit. There's no titty room in that at all, right? There's nothing like that. Now, there might be some adult language and some, you know, offensive memes, but that's besides the point. It's not age-restricted, so I don't think that server is going to have a big problem, okay? I don't. But everyone wants to get up in arms and get all freaked out about this. The thing is, not only is Discord getting ratioed and horrifically mocked because of what this could mean, because of leaks, people are canceling Nitro. People are canceling their Nitro subscription or just not re-upping. Can I send them a picture of my wrinkle? Yes, Luna, also welcome in. Yes, Lunatic, but you must have a Sharpie smile on it. You must draw a you must have like a little plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy's Smile on it. The thing is I think with enough people ratioing them, with enough people fighting with their wallet, enough people, canceling Nitro, I think Discord is just going to be like, oh, this is unpopular, and just not do it. Now, they might secretly, covertly put something in that's still the same, but not as obvious, because that's what companies do. But if a lot of people are like, well, let's just jump ship to a new site. The problem is, and Steve Dave brought this up, is that those other sites, they're not really equipped for the mass flooding of new people that will be. I mean, remember what happened with Blue Sky? Like, everyone was just jumping ship, like rats off a sinking ship, from Twitter, then would become X, and then Blue Sky went and because it doesn't have the infrastructure to meet up. So any other system that's not Discord is going to be A, not as good, B, you have to pay for, or 3, if a lot of people mass exodus like a stampeding wildebeest herd, it's gonna crash the site and it's gonna just be shit. So, that's just how it works. So, hey, Slim. Welcome in. So, I think everyone needs to calm down, okay? Don't rush to a new site yet. Oh shit! I didn't pull it up. Steve Dave, if you're out there, what's the name of that site you found? Was it Root? Isn't that the name of it? I'm pretty sure it's called Root. It looks pretty good. It looks like what is essentially just a clone of Discord. It looks like exactly the same for the most part. I think it's called Root or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, Steve, maybe you let me know. But yeah, so let's. Yeah, Root app. Yeah. We looked at it last night, and it didn't look too bad, honestly. But that's kind of all I have to say about that. I don't really think everyone should be panicking. Now, I did a video. Now, interestingly, I did a video about the ratings for the Super Bowl. Now, can anyone guess what the reaction was to my video that was particularly and targeted towards the ratings decrease, which has happened year over year from the Super Bowl? Last year was down to 20-something million from the previous year, and this year was down 20 million from last year. Can anyone tell me what the great reaction to that video was? If you guessed I got ratioed to hell, and everyone in the obviously not everyone here. Yeah, dude, Slim, it was so positive. It's like, it was the most positive. Okay, so everyone just loves it. They love me, and they always say it's so great and beautiful, right? Right. Now, it did get, I think, up to like 300, close to 300 views, which is pretty decent for me. Thank you all. And for those who were in the comments and, being nice, thanks. But a lot of people really got butthurt. They were like, he didn't say anything about Trump. You're just jealous. You're just screaming. You're just crying. Okay, my video was about the ratings, which the site that I used was fair. It used both the Nielsen and the other one, which the Nielsen said, oh yeah, they broke records, but the other one said, no, actually it's not, because they, those two sites, those two ways of using metrics have different determinations of what is considered. Some study this and live, and others study like just tuning out. But everyone just got fucking butthurt. Like, I was jealous. Dude, I was just bringing up what is a fact. And the fact is, the ratings were terrible. In general, Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show had this is from the Washington Post. Okay? This is from the Washington Post. First of all, can I ask a question? Did anyone legitimately know who Bad Bunny was before all this shit? Because I would say the only person maybe that would know him would be Slim if he watched WWE at that time, because I think he worked with WWE. I didn't know a fucking thing about him other than he worked with WWE for a bit. I didn't know anything about him. And like everyone is saying, Bad Bunny, that sounds more like a stripper or a Twitch thought name. Oh, you did know about him, Slim? I'm like I said, he worked in wrestling, so I'm not surprised you knew. But like he clearly sang in all Spanish to say fuck ice. It was a big fucking fuck you. I remember vaguely hearing the name associated with WWE. Yeah, that's the extent of my knowledge of that guy. That's about all I know from him. But this is from the Washington Post. His Super Bowl halftime had the kind of wholesome and traditional family values that would have fit right in with some of more sentimental commercials that appeared during the game. Oh, so this Super Bowl halftime show was family friendly, traditional values. Okay, well, let's take a look at some of these family values and these wholesome moments. Well, you could see this picture right here. Clearly a bunch of bumping and grinding and their tongues hanging out. Anyone want to bring their family to this? Anyone want to bring small children to this? Anyone want to bring their wife to this? Does this scream family values? Does this scream wholesome to you? Because I don't. I don't think so. Let's see. Bad Bunny said, "Si tu nuevo no te ma..." Whatever this means, which translates to, if your boyfriend doesn't eat your cake, then what's the point? Remember, guys, wholesome family values. If your boyfriend, not your husband, remember, they said traditional family values, and by traditional family values, that means you wait until marriage to enjoy each other. If your boyfriend doesn't eat your ass, what's the point? So wholesome. Rammstein top 5 concert at vault. Dude, Slim, I have a Rammstein donation. Now it doesn't show the band. I have a Rammstein donation. Now it's a bit up there. It's 70 something. But I had to use Sona. Or Sone, however it's pronounced. That is such a good song. Here comes the sun. I love that song. So, anyway, yes, wholesome family values. Talking about your boyfriend eating your ass. That's not the worst of it. While Bad Bunny songs were modified for the Super Bowl. Yeah. Also, isn't it interesting he spoke Spanish? Does anyone think that was kind of not only a cover-up for, saying fuck you to ICE, but don't you think maybe they could get away with what he said? It's like, oh, well, he didn't say anything bad. How do you know? Do you speak Spanish? Well, no, but it was clearly family-friendly. Uh-huh. No. Here are a few of the original lyrics. The dealer is twerking. It seems she's, I don't know what that's supposed to say. Something about a huge ass, or tits. Yeah. Dick. Fuck. It's just, yeah, these are so wholesome, so family friendly. Translating Bad Bunny's songs so you know what you're singing along to.
Okay, so my post about translating Bad Bunny's songs so that you know what you're listening to at the Super Bowl went viral. I didn't expect that, but since we're at it, let's translate another song. This one is called Vatican, and this is a clip from that music video, so you know where that's going. He spelled Vatican with a B for some reason, but here we go, let's start up there. Perhaps my music isn't clean, but I didn't invent sex and marijuana wanna. A, where is the horny one? Raise your hands. A grinding, and we go. To the Vatican, call your mom to ask for your hand. A. I was in hell when I stumbled upon a she-demon. She was selling her soul and I bought it. She was yummy, but her friend was even yummier. Let's go, the three of us. Let's go, the three of us, yes. Where are we? I don't know. Who are you? I don't know. God forgive me because I have sinned.
Okay, so yeah, this sounds such traditional family values, doesn't it? Such wholesomeness. Wow.
You are horny, I know, let's go. I know, God forgive me, AA. I'm gonna skip this paragraph because it's irrelevant. He's talking about being in the club and the club being lit. But let's go to this paragraph here. It says, everybody fornicates here. The waiter and the preacher. Hey, mommy, you're so fine. Send me a picture of the young Mika. I don't know who young Mika is. They got me overthinking. The night got kinky. And in her ass, the pinky. Her hair purple like Inky Winky. I slapped.
Oh, that sounds like a weird version of the ghosts from, the ghosts from Pac-Man or the Teletubbies. What the fuck?
Her ass and I leave her like Poe. I give it to her where she goes pee-pee and where she goes po-po. You already know what that means. God is watching, God is listening. That is what we're teaching our children. Hey, to believe in God, you don't have to be a minister. No man on earth has the right to judge in the name of Christ. And again, this is coming from a guy that takes pictures dressed as Baphomet. I mean, if you don't see it, you're blind. But he also portrays himself as Jesus in his music videos. In Old San Juan, they even had a mural of him as Jesus. And look, I'm not the best Christian out there, but back in the day, they used to call that blasphemy. And honestly,
they still
in my
do.
opinion, it's plain disrespectful. So there you have it. That's another Bad Bunny song so that you know what you're listening to. I know that some of his songs have a great beat, I'm not gonna lie. Some have a catchy beat. And it's hard not to like it, honestly. But I don't know, I feel like it's important to know the words that come out of our mouths, even if it's in another language and we don't understand it. Because you could be singing and selling your soul to the devil and you don't even know it, just because it has a good beat. So yeah, don't sing along.
Now, I'm not one of those people that thinks, heavy metal is somehow the root of evil, blah, blah, blah. I think you can enjoy music in all kinds of genres and, speak about a good message. I mean, again, look, I have a Skillet on my fucking hotkey, right? And, Megadeth things about fucking Jesus, But I think it is important to if you feel so convicted about certain songs, don't indulge in them. Don't sing along with them. And if you know about it, this is not what they're selling it as. And that's the main problem, is that, it's again, wholesome, family values. No, it's not. This is blasphemy and, gross. The American media's response was to call the performance wholesome. Yes. Almost every single song was about degenerate sex with randos, but okay. Yeah. Powerwolf and Sabaton say otherwise. Hell fucking yeah. Again, I have a Powerwolf donation, $15.89. I have several Sabaton ones. I think 1307 is their new song, Templars. I can't be bothered to remember right now. Yeah, I fucking love some Sabaton and some Powerwolf. Look at this guy just grabbing his nuts and these women just grinding on. Yeah, this is just so wholesome, so family friendly, and I'm not hitting play on that. Anyway, the NFL commissioner sure seemed to love the performance.
Can we get a photo?
Roger Goodell is a fucking joke. Oh my. Lunatic. Oh my god, dude. Oh, fuck. I just made that today. It took me so long to organize those. I had to cut every clip and rearrange it. And I had to set it up so it would match the song. And I set it at 70 something. I didn't think it would get hit that soon. Dude, oh my god. That I don't know what to say. Thank you. Really. And he just said, "Oh, what this?" Yeah. I hope I hope you enjoyed that one. And oh my god. Not only did you do a massive fucking bit of damage to Daryl O, he's now about half-ish health. But Lunatic, you just took the top fucking spot. You are now in the running to be the second Money in the Bank. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Cause you just knocked Daryl up to silver medal. You now have the gold for this month. But Daryl, you still have this month's, and you could hit it at any time. You made him happy, so dude, I didn't, when I started this channel, I expected some people to watch. I didn't expect to be 5 months in and I have almost 150 subscribers. And when I started streaming, I didn't think I'd have, like, I have double digits right now of people watching me. And everything from $1 to that is more than I ever expected. When I made that donation today, I was clipping it and getting it all set up. I'm like, I'll make it. But I ain't expect, like, I don't expect a lot of time. Anytime, like right now, dude, you can cash it anytime. And you know the number, right? You know the amount, because it is a pop-up. But seriously, Lunatic, thank you. That was really cool. Everyone, hearts in the chat. Thank yous to Lunatic. Cheers, whatever you want to do. That mad lad just fucking dropped the sun. That one's to you, dude. Now, let's get back to the news. Let's see, what is next? I don't fucking know. Oh, this one is really funny. This bit of news is really funny. So, an American skier who ditched the American team, who ditched Team USA for China, misses out on gold after a crushing fail. So, honestly, Lunatic, this is perfect timing. This was absolutely perfect timing, because as Lunatic dropped that fucking $76 on my Streamlabs, he takes my channel, my slabs, gold medal. So he has a gold medal. This woman, ooh, she missed out. And it's so funny that she ditched the American team. She ditched the USA. You know? And I have a good, at least I feel I have a good United States one. I have a good United States, a very patriotic, actually, Wow. And that is Advocatus Diabli with the 228 says, what this do? Well, that's what that do. And another, just a fucking shin kick to Daryl. Daryl, how's your shins, buddy? Like, seriously, you are just being pummeled today, man. Dude, I was hyping you up. I thought, man, this guy's got 220 fucking thousand HP. He's gonna be fucking stream boss for a month. Man, Lunatic and Blay and Advocatus, they are just cutting you down, man. Oh man, that's gotta fucking hurt. But as I was saying, I do have a couple very American donations. One is obviously set at 1776, and the other is at 872. Glory to the USA. And the other is, of course, America. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Advocatus. So yeah, this woman who ditched the US for China is not getting gold. Mathilde Grimoire, I don't know, successfully defended her Olympic freeski slopestyle title and denied Ellen Gu a gold medal for a second straight winter game. Wow. Grimaud won Monday's final with her score of 86.96 from the best of her 3 jumps, while Gu again took silver behind her Swiss rival with the best of 86.58. So you ditch Team America for Team China and you get nothing. You lose. Good day, madam. Let's get some Florida news, but some good Florida news, because speaking of communist hellhole, California loses yet another juggernaut company as Florida poaches it as economic red shift continues. Shockingly, taxing your billionaires and your wealth creators into oblivion and putting everyone into, basically shacks on the side of the road because you'd rather house illegals and drug users. That isn't exactly the best economic plan, now is it? A publicly traded quantum computing company will move its headquarters from California to this great state of Florida. D-Wave Quantum will move out of Silicon Valley in exchange for the Sunshine State, bringing hundreds of jobs and economic activity to Boca Raton, Florida. Florida represents one of the fastest growing technological ecosystems in the United States. This and obviously Texas. And as such, it was the ideal choice for our new corporate headquarters and U.S. R&D facility, D-Wave CEO Dr. Alan Baratz said in a statement. The state offers rich scientific and educational environment and growing pool of highly skilled tech talent and a vibrant spirit of innovation that made it attractive to D-Wave, he added. So Florida, just winning. Florida's just winning. You can make fun of us for our news. You can make fun of us for our weirdos. You can make fun of us for our gators and our alligators and everything. But we're winning. We're winning. Will Florida become the silicon penis? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. God, I hope not. I'd rather just continue being the Sunshine State. It's silicon penis. God damn it. Hey. Again, you can make fun of Florida for looking like a penis, but you know what that means? Guys, do you know what it means that Florida is shaped like a dick? Also, speaking of dicks, welcome in. I'm kidding. Please stay. I love your viewership. Florida being shaped like a dick means that America is a man, and as such, we are always right. Right? We are a man, and we are always correct because men are always right. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh. This is interesting. Because as I stated in the On This Day segment, a lot of people started to protest the Iraq War. And now, obviously, in hindsight, I'm not a fan of Bush, and I don't exactly agree with continuously worthless wars. But those same people who were out there protesting, calling Bush a Nazi and saying this is all blood for oil, were happy, leaping, joyed, elated to thrust billions of dollars into Ukraine, might I add, a country that houses actual Nazis. Ukraine over the past 4 years, so that would mean Biden, Ukraine has become a major arms dealer supplying U.S. arms to warlords. That's right. The tax money that we gave them and the weapons we instilled in them are now in the hands of African warlords and Asian warlords. Now, is Africa or Asia a very friendly place to Christians? I don't think so. I don't think it is. So we, as a supposedly Christian nation, are supplying vicariously African warlords with means to shoot followers in the head. And make no bones about it, that is what is happening. That's absolutely what is happening. And also other hundreds of innocent people that aren't followers. We were just using them as middlemen to arm African socialists. Why? No one knows. No, this is our tax money going to warlords. Now, Zelensky has announced it is launched 10 arms manufacturing hubs across Europe to build and sell Ukrainian-made copies of U.S. arms. So they're basically doing what China does, and they are taking our arms. They're taking our stuff and copying it. So Ukraine's got like Timu American weapons. Congrats. Thanks, Biden. You daft fuck. Yeah, that's wonderful to know. But here's a bit of funny news, actually. Because, mind you, this was all conspiracy. Oh, Ukraine, they're battling for democracy, right? Isn't that what we heard? We're battling democracy. Conspiracy theories are just, stories that are true just in a few months. This one's funny. Kurt Cobain's death was a homicide. Shocking new forensic investigation questions suicide ruling. Now, I have two things to say about this. One, does this prove that it really was Courtney Love that did it? And two, can we have this same investigator work on the Jeffrey Epstein, whatever? Can we work on this guy? Like, this is when did he die? 1994. So this is 3 fucking decades of no, actually, it was homicide. It was homicide. Oh, wow. But in kind of some sad news, a Minnesota governor candidate ends their campaign after their daughter of 22 years old. That is a young woman. That is a very young woman. That is a woman who is just breaking into adulthood, or was planning, is found stabbed to death in her home. So this man who was running for governor ends his campaign because his daughter was stabbed. Do OJ next? Yeah. So something reeks of this. Sus? Oh, this is so sus. This reeks of intimidation. Now, as a quarter Italian myself, this reeks of some sort of mafia mob bullshit. This reeks of, hey, bad things can happen. Brakes can suddenly not work, right? This is what... So he's a governor candidate, and he ends his campaign. Now, say what you want. I'm not going to rip this person for ending their candidacy because of current trauma that they are dealing with losing their child. I personally would have kept going. I personally would have given them the middle finger and said, hey, I can still loose an arrow, but you know what? I fault him for taking some time. I can't. This is horrible. But now we're going back to some funny news. Because actually, does it say who it was? Oh yes, Hallie Marie Tobler, the daughter of Republican. He is running for state auditor now instead, I think. Oh, okay. So he's still seeking some sort of office run. It's just not governor. Oh, that's okay. Good on you. That's great. I still don't know why the whole Somali scam thing hasn't bred hit on Rico. Yeah. Jeff Johnson was killed in a violent incident in St. Cloud, Minnesota apartment over the weekend. Okay, this is Stabner. Okay, just whatever. Johnson dropped out of the 2026 governor's race the Monday, February 9th. Officers identify her husband as the prime suspect, obviously, because that tends to be how it happens. But this is just... yeah, this is sus up the fucking ass. So fucking sus. Leering to spell, yeah, I know. But, you know, I want this show to be kind of a spiritual successor to the Fright Power Hour, and I actually prefer Monday's show for AAA and, you know, Double Bear. I like Monday because, you know, we get some weird news, get some funny news, and Drunkle always has like some oddball shit everywhere, right? So I thought I'd add some funny, weird news. Swimmer's lost prosthetic leg washes up 10 months later, 14 miles away. I literally just picked this up for the headline. Oh, that's fucking hysterical. Oh, that's funny. This is Drunkle news. This is Drunkle level news, or probably Polly if he still did a show. February 11th, a prosthetic leg lost by swimmer in England was found when it washed up 10 months later on the beach 14 and a half miles away. Brenda Ogden, 69, nice, said her custom-made titanium leg, which cost her more than $2,700, was carried out to sea when she was knocked over by a wave on a Brittleton beach in April. I really couldn't believe it. I lost it. 1 minute, we were standing up smiling. The next minute, it was disappearing off. So, she found her leg. And, Nyala, this one is just for you. This joke is just for you. Do you think that when she lost her leg, she was hopping mad? Do you think they started calling her Eileen? I'm not stopping. I'm not gonna stop. You cannot stop me. In fact, actually, you know what? The only way to stop me? Streamlabs. You want to stop me? Go there. Oh, what do we have? Oh, this is a bit interesting. Oh, boo yourself. Fuck you. Hey, you know what? Your boos mean nothing. I know what you cheer for. So, a bomb threat, suspicious package in Springfield prompts evacuation. This is another one that I kind of just got for the headline. Bomb threats that said Haitian immigrants should be gone from Springfield were sent to Clark County. Okay. Now, this part I'm not a fan of. Like, I don't care what you have to say about Somali immigrants, about Muslim, whatever. Sending bomb threats that read this is just disgusting. I don't care. I don't care how that sounds. I don't care. I want illegals out of my country more than, or just about as much as anyone else. But this is disgusting. The issue is, this is in Springfield? Come on. Come on. We all know who did this. We all know. Come on. Come on. It was Bart. This was
La la. La la la. La 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 la. La la la. La la. La 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 la.
I want to hear. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I have to stop with the puns because you actually for today. But come on, we know who did this. Why is the pictures not pulling up? Oh, what the hell? Okay, well that's fucking weird. Anyway, thank you, Adi Ayala, for the 364, which is what, $2 Canadian? Oh, actually, no, that'd be like more. Anyway, yeah, this was clearly Bart Simpson. This was, there we go. Let's close. Let's because it's really causing my computer to, be a pain in the ass. So anyway, today is February. We're in the month of February, which, as many of you know, is Black History Month. Now, if the Klan was at anywhere relevant today, and they made a game that was going to be a mockery of black people, right? The Klan is the most racist group of people, aka Democrats. They're gonna make a game that mocks black people. It just stereotypes them, just does the most basic crap. What are they known for? They're known for stealing and taking and just robbing, right? Well, apparently the Klan did make a game. It's called Relooted. I shit you not. This game is called Relooted. Now, for those who are not big gamers, this is not a joke. This is not a parody. This is an absolutely real thing. It is a game where black people steal artifacts that were culturally associated with them from museums. Again, not fucking kidding. This is legitimately a real game that people made this who were not trying to be parody and not trying to be, legitimately racist. These people thought this was actually a good concept for a woke game. I fucking kid you not. And the absolute irony is, look, I respect other artwork and other shit. Like, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not going to respect every culture because there are some that are better. Obviously, America. But a lot of these things, and sure, did the British Empire do some bad shit? Sure. I'm not going to deny that. It's a system with corruption that can happen, of course. But the British Empire saved these things. The cultures that were there were fighting with each other. They would have destroyed. Look at what Islam does to other culture shit. They shoot it. Like, they blow it up. So this whole, they stole our antiques, they stole our culture. No, they rescued it so that people around the world could enjoy it, because if it was left in the hands of you fucking tribal dumbasses, they would have sold it for gold or other people, or just fucking blew it up, because the conquering nation that came in to stuff a spear up your ass said, hey, we don't want this around anymore. No, These things are only known to the world, and yes, specifically the Western world, because the British Empire said, hey, let's put this up on display. Let's put mummies up on display. Let's put ancient artifacts up on display. Let's let the people see amazing things from the past, whereas your culture would have just destroyed it or blown it up. But this is a real game, and is a big black middle finger to history controlled by white people. Now, the term history does come from the Greeks, especially if you know anything about the Battle of Thermopylae. Herodotus, I think his name was. I could be wrong, whatever. But the term history and all that, history is not controlled by whites. History is just controlled, I mean, I guess you can kind of say, yes, history is controlled by the victors, but, not saying anything there. But, like, there's nothing stopping you from doing something that is, like, you could have created an amazing God of War-like game about African culture, African mythology. Like, would that sell? I don't know. But it would have been different. Like, look at Assassin's Creed. Okay, look at let's look at pre-Unity Assassin's Creed, right? I think, to me, the last great Assassin's Creed was Black Flag. I know a lot of people liked Valhalla. Some people like, Odyssey. I didn't play those. But Assassin's Creed proves you can do stories about cultures that aren't white. For fuck's sakes, the first Assassin's Creed game was you playing as a Syrian in the Middle East. His name was Altair. Africa has culture? Yeah, but the African culture usually comes in a petri dish and is spread through blood. But, like, you could do a legitimately cool African game. Like, imagine if you did something where, you had the Zulus, or, like, I mean, technically speaking, Egypt is in Africa, so you could do more Egyptian stuff, sure. But they just did this fucking shit. And, look, it's Kotaku, right? They're not a serious company. This is them going, well, let's fight colonialism by stealing. Let's fight black reputation for being criminals by making black people steal. Let's all be real honest. Africa is still a shithole, and it's not because of the white man. We tried to help them. It didn't work. Yeah, look, I'm not saying... And look, we could help them. And, it was the concept of, if not us, then by the grace of God. Meaning that if we don't help them, then they're suffering under God's judgment. And we don't want that. As Christians, we don't like that. But the problem with Africa is tribalism. They are massive amounts of inbreeding, which is mostly Islam. But and this is something I've said before. Like they're a lot of hunter-gatherer. A lot of that. They really don't have big cultures and big civilizations. There have been great civilizations within Africa, right? Ethiopia, Egypt. Who was that guy? He was like the richest man in the world. Mansa Musa, right? That dude. Like if you adjust for inflation, right? That dude was richer than Bezos, right? But they've just done nothing. There's so much under the feet of African people, and it's like the problem with Africa is Islam. Dude, yes. Look, I'm not saying if we removed Islam from Africa, it would be a paradise. No, there's a lot of other problems. To be fair, a lot of problems with Africa is they have some of the worst animals there. Like, seriously, could you imagine living where any moment you'd be attacked by a lion or a crocodile or a venomous snake? Sure, we have that stuff here, but like, we tried to drag them out of the Stone Age, and some came with us. Hey, lunatic, here's a sad fact about that. We tried to drag them out of the Stone Age. The ones that they sold to us escaped. Think about that for a second. The irony, the absolute irony is the people that were sold into slavery actually escaped and had, because their descendants are still here today, far better lives. That's just a fact. I'm not advocating for that system. God, no. I'm just saying it's ironic. But let's take a look at the Steam charts. Now, I haven't looked because I didn't. It updates every day. But how many people, numbers in the chat, how many people do you think right now are playing this masterpiece of a game? How many people are currently, right now, playing this amazing, amazing game? You got any numbers? Advocate says 30 or so. Not a bad guess. 11D. Okay. Play with 2. Well, let's take a look, because I actually don't know. Current players, 25. 25. 24-hour peak is 42, and all-time peak is 57. So, Advocatus, you win. If we're going by, Price is Right rules, Advocatus, you were the closest without going over. Or, no, wait, you said 30, right? I thought you said... Oh, no, actually, that makes Lunatic. Lunatic, you were... I thought Advocatus said... No, yeah, you said 30. Oh, no, Lunatic. Lunatic's just winning. Yeah, okay. I thought Advocatus said something closer, but... Yeah, man, Lunatic's winning all times today. Yeah, 25. 25. Oof. Oh, that's bad. Dude. Assassin's Creed Shadows had more. And look, obviously, that's a large standing franchise, and it's got a dedicated followers. Dude, you do realize that means most people that were playing this game were playing it to review it on YouTube. That's what it is. Most people who were playing this were Mauler, heel versus babyface, those kind of people. No one was playing this seriously. No one. But we have some animal news. We have a couple rounds of animal news today. 400-pound manatee in Florida, stuck in storm drain, was rescued. Let's take a look. Let's
Hi, I'm Anna Butler. I'm a commissioner here in the town of Melbourne Beach, and we have an emergency with this manatee being stuck in a baffle box, and so we had to make a quick decision.
Melbourne, isn't that where Juicy's from, Audie? This is... that's
great.
just
We've worked really
to
closely with the
yourself.
county, and we have a brand new town manager who started today, so it was trial by fire, and they are working together to remove the manatee safely. The commission just had an emergency meeting, and we did approve funds to co-pay for this with the county. So we're all on board, and I came back because I wanted to make sure that this beautiful animal gets out of here safely.
Look at that. Rescue Lissy cow. I love manatees. Manatee rescue. Yeah, that's a wonderful, happy story. I love manatees. They are so... Manatees... I think if the Bible took place in America, I think Jesus would be known as the manatee of God instead of the lamb. Because lambs are... obviously lambs are, portrayed as such because they're flocking, they need a shepherd and all that. But manatees just don't hurt anyone. I have never heard of a manatee ever hurting someone. Like, it's unfortunately such a problem that manatees will come up and hug you, and you're not allowed to push them away because they're so, endangered and stuff. The manatees are just so cool. Oh, fuck off, Niall. That's not... Ugh. There's actually a place up the road from me, and I've actually taken Nyala to it. It's a rescue. It's a rescue place where you can actually watch people feed manatees. And Nyala and I, last time she was here, we watched manatees just eat salads, just whole lettuce heads of stuff. It was amazing. My ex dated a manatee for 13. Slam. No. Hey, I will not have fat phobia in my chat. I will not have self-imposed fat phobia in my chat. We have some more animal news. What do we have here? This is kind of funny. And this is going to be funny for me in a very specific way, but I can't say why it's funny for me. Anyway, Britain's loneliest sheep, Fiona, gives birth for the first time. I really got this for the headline. The ewe became a global celebrity when she was rescued from the foot of a steep coastal cliff in the Scottish Highlands back in 2023 after spending years alone. The world's loneliest sheep gives birth. Look at that. Big fluffy animal. I just want to hug it. Take a coat out of its fluff. But I bring this up. I bring this up only to make this joke. And I know Drunkle watches my stuff. I had confirmed Drunkle watches my stuff. I don't know if he watches my streams, but Drunkle, if you're watching, congratulations, dude. You're a dad again. Yay! Everyone congratulate Drunkle for being a dad. He found the That is literally the only reason why I said that. Oh, God, yes. But, you know, it's nice. It's Valentine's Day era. It's Valentine's Day associated. And, you know, the world's loneliest sheep got laid. So you know what, guys? And you know what, ladies? If you ever feel down about this time of year, just know that even the world's loneliest sheep can get it. You're not doing too bad, okay? You're doing fine. Okay, over here we have Boots. The record-setting $320,000 steer raised by a 13-year-old girl in South Dakota. That is a lot of fucking burgers. $300,000 worth of fucking burgers. Anyone else want a steak? Anyone? Because I suddenly want a big fucking T-bone. Look at that thing. That is huge. That is a big cow. Oh my God. I mean, that's why I got to, oh my God, you people are being terrible to yourselves. I mean, a 13-year-old girl raised a big fucking cow. I mean, good for her. Good for her. That's incredible. We have more weird news. Serial underwear thief at New Zealand Zoo identified as a cat. Yep. It was a cat. Look at that little fucker. Little fucker. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Now, I'm sure everyone is thinking the same thing. First of all, why can't I... Why is this... How does it... There we go. Oh, fuck. I'm sure everyone's thinking this... What? My mouse is being a pain in the ass. There we go. Yes. The thong. Yeah, everyone is thinking the same thing. What does a cat need with underwear? Why is the cat stealing underwear? Well, I did some digging. And I found out why this cat is stealing underwear. Now, the cat has plans. The cat's clear. He's got a motive. But when I say he has plans ish. Here we go. Phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, not sure. Phase 3, profit. So this cat clearly is in phase 1, collect underpants. It's not really moved on to phase 2 yet, but it wants to get to phase 3, profit. Modus pauperand. Okay, that's it. It's not gonna get any better than that. V1 the chat. Oh my lord. The cat was watching South Park? Yep. It was collect underpants. Phase 2, we don't know. And phase 3 is profit. Cats like your smell. Or he is going to use them to set up a politician. Ooh, whoa. Africa, are you saying that this might be a Jeffrey, situation? Are you saying that this cat is trying to blackmail politicians? Are you saying that this could be a Jeffrey Perstein? Nah, it doesn't work. I'll workshop it. Oh, that's interesting, man. I say dig into that. That might be a rabbit hole worth going into. But that was our animal news. Moving on, we have this. Remember, for those who do watch the I think it was the AAA, but it might have been Double Barrel. Sinatra says he didn't hear about civilians in Iran being executed by the government, even though it was happening all over Twitter and it was in the thousands. He said, no, it couldn't possibly be happening. Well, the issue is that Iranian citizens aren't really allowed to have internet. You know, it's kind of a big thing. You know, the Ayatollah is allowed to be on Twitter, but average citizen can't. But apparently, intelligence reports claim Iran is secretly executing its own people. What's that thing that Ghastly used to say? You don't say. Really? Are you telling me that a brutal Islamic dictatorship is killing its own people? That Dear Protest said Islamic dictatorship? No, never. It couldn't possibly be happening. Fucking A, are you kidding me? Look, these people are not Arab, okay? They're not. They're Persian, really, more or less. And Islam was imposed on them. It's imposed everywhere it goes, but it was imposed on a non-Arab people. Now, you could say what you want about Christianity. Christianity doesn't have a specific race. It doesn't. You can say it does. You're wrong. Judaism does kind of have a racial component to it, although if you really want to break it down and be pedantic about it, Jew doesn't really mean bloodline. Anyway, Islam is an Arab religion for the Arab people. Muhammad was an Arab, and as such, that's what he did. He created a religion for Arabs. So this is an imposed religion that has no cultural relevance to the Iranian people, and they've been living under this since Carter. Zoroastrianism is their traditional religion. Yeah. And Zoroastrianism is a very old religion. Very old. I think some of the only old religions older would be like Hindu. That's how old it is. Yeah, so that thing that wasn't happening, yeah, it's happening. Oh. No, wait. No, that's not. There we go. This is supposed to be down here. Anyway, speaking of, those things that don't happen? Yeah, I did a video on this, and it's doing pretty well, actually. I think it's got, close to 100 views. Again, that's pretty decent for me. Yeah, that thing that doesn't happen, that weirdly is happening a lot. Breaking, 10 dead, 25 plus injured after woman wearing a dress opens fire in Canadian school in Tumbler Ridge, which I learned is in British Columbia. Yeah, woman in dress. Judaism is a nationalistic religion with a nationalistic God. Their God is just for the Jewish. Yeah, because a lot of the prophecies for them were made for that time, but technically they were all leading up to Jesus, and I'm not getting into that right now, but yes, technically, yeah. And Arab is the same thing, or Islam is the same. But that thing that doesn't happen, it happened again. A transgender teenager has killed 10 and injured 25 in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, Canada. Jesse Strang, 17. Pretty sure they were 18. I actually saw they were 18. Began to identify as a woman in 2023. 6 victims were found dead inside Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. Nyala, I think I may have gotten this wrong in the video, but correct me if I'm wrong. What is secondary high school or is secondary like middle school? I don't actually know. Because when I think secondary, I think like, because we a lot of times here we break up. We have elementary, which would be kindergarten through 5th grade, and then we have middle school, which is 6th grade to 9th grade. No, I'm sorry, 6th grade to 8th grade, and then high school is 9th to 12th. So I don't know what secondary is. I think I said it was middle school. Oh, it's high school. Okay, it's high. Okay, so these were high school. Look, I'm not saying it matters. These are dead children. I'm just trying to clarify. 2 more were found dead in a home. Yeah. So, again, the thing that doesn't happen, it happened again. But, believe you me, the caring and compassionate Canadian government wants you to know the real victim in all of this is the monster that killed children and his own mother because you identify them as a man, not as a woman, and you call him a gunman and not a gun person. So let's ignore the double-digit amount of people that are dead and the double-digit amount of people that are injured. No, the real victim is... We have to call them a gun person, not a gun man. Who's writing these articles? They weren't high schoolers. It said secondary. I don't know. That was from a tweet. It wasn't the article. It was just the Europa.com, which I don't know what that is. It just says secondary school. I don't know what that is, so that's why I asked you. The place with heavy gun restrictions somehow just saw a mass shooting, because I thought that only happens in America. Let's see, 9 people were killed, at least 25 more were injured after a mass shooting in a community of Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia on Tuesday. 6 victims were found inside the secondary school, and another died on the way to the hospital. 2 more were found dead in a home, which police believe to be connected to the shooting, so we don't know if that is yet. The suspect was found dead inside the school from self-inflicted injury. And again, this is just more of them taking themselves out. This is not exactly helping them, and in that case.
That includes the deceased gun person.
Yeah.
Okay. And then separately, do you know the gun person?
I'm gonna replay this. Don't worry about. Actually, I'll mute it because they said gun person. Look at how he. Look at his face. Just focus on his face, right? I'll mute it and I'll replay this. Focus on this guy's face. Maybe. Will you work for me? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Focus
That
on.
includes the deceased gun person.
Okay. And then separately.
You see that? You see that? Right as he said gun person, he looked off screen. Does this guy have a gun to his head? That is some creepy shit. This guy is like, we know about the gun person. I said person. I didn't say. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt my family. This is a hostage video. This is what that is. This is a fucking Taliban level hostage video. Fucking weird, man. The Instagram account of Jennifer Strang, the mother of 18-year-old Jesse Strang, a transgender individual responsible for the mass shooting. Yeah, this is the mother. Good people don't spend their time harassing marginalized communities. Anyone want to bet they were groomed? Anyone want to bet that? And I said this in my video. I said this last night on Steve Dave's show. Where the fuck was Dad? Where the fuck was the father? Where the fuck was some masculine energy to say, hey, my son's not gonna be a fucking weirdo. My son is not going to be a fucking queer, weird-ass, dress-wearing polywort. These same dipshits claimed the Nashville shooter was the victim of... Yeah, dude, it's always... It's so weird. The people that want to bitch and complain about victim blaming when it comes to, you know, a woman was told she's pretty out in public, will do everything to blame the victims who died or the people who are misgendering the monster that took their lives. Because God forbid you do that. This is clown world level horse shit. I don't know what to say. This is just, I'm not surprised at fucking all. Just in, the mother killed by transgender Canadian school shooter previously defended trans rights on an Instagram post. So this woman, you know, I'm all for trans rights and blah, blah, blah. Yep, that doesn't save you. It doesn't save you. Because the sad reality is feminism working the way it was intended. If I had a bell, I would be fucking smashing it right now. In fact, you know what? You know what, Belay? I'm gonna do something. I am gonna get some like Notre Dame bell visuals, and I'm gonna make another scene and a hotkey so that anytime someone says something, I would just push it and go ding, ding, ding. That is gonna be my bell because that is fucking A-right. So this just proves the fact that just because you stand next to the devil, just because you sell your soul to the devil, that doesn't make you free from the flames. It actually makes you the first to burn. So, why bother? 3 years ago, Redditors on r/v lost their minds over Matt Walsh quoting males of Reddit screenshot of Jesse Boy 347. Just shut up. That person. So Matt Walsh was mocking the post of the would-be shooter. What did Matt Walsh say? Hate to say I told you so. Never let your kids watch anime. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that. Okay, I'm not saying that there's any sort of equation to anime and now I think there's some anime that's weird, but I don't think it's the anime itself. It's people are already weird. That's like saying video games. I'm not for like strange, demented people are the problem. Bad parenting are the problem. These people are going to get whatever medium brings them sort of sick pleasure, whether it's Grand Theft Auto, whether it's, you know, Attack on Titan, whether it's whatever. Anime porn is bad. Look, you could just say porn, okay? Nyala, it's just porn is another thing. That kids, teenagers, that fucks with your head for life. Nothing wrong with anime. No, there's nothing wrong with anime. In fact, I have an anime donation. It's Slifer the Sky Dragon. You know,
I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like one of those lesser ones that a lot of people don't really consider it, but it is still technically an anime. I like anime. I like My Hero Academia. I like Death Note. Death Note was so good. I love Attack on Titan. Obviously, the Dragon Ball series is... Yeah, it's not anime. It's freaking weirdos. But we have some good news. Because Trump administration to repeal Obama-era climate rule in largest act of deregulation in U.S. history. So while all those people like to bitch and complain and get their black pill suppository wedged deep up their anus and say, look it, you fell for it again. Trump is just, he's working for Israel and Netanyahu and blah, blah, blah. Look, I've made it clear, I don't like us getting involved in a lot of other countries' bullshit, no matter what the country is. But there's a lot to really look at this administration and say, holy shit. Is Pam Bondi like the best? No. Should she not be there? Probably not. But, can we fucking look at wins at all, people? Can you please pull that black pill, again, suppository, up your ass? Don't you dare badmouth Inuyasha. I'm not gonna badmouth it because I've never actually watched it. I'm not really gonna badmouth something like that. I can respect it too. It's like one of those top tier ones as well. It's up there. So it's like Naruto. I never watched that, but I can respect it. I can respect its impact on Western culture. Like Naruto, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Were like the big ones. Well, and obviously Dragon Ball are like the big four. Right. But let's look at some wins, shall we? The Trump administration is planning to wipe away a foundation that supported Obamacare regulations on greenhouse gases. This is about cars. I remember hearing a lot about this. The so-called endangerment funding of 2009 that labeled 6 greenhouse gases as a threat to public health and welfare will be overturned. Can we please stop with this greenhouse gas bullshit? Okay, look, whether you believe the out of Africa thing or whether you believe that we were created and then put in the Garden of Eden, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay? Humans are a tropical species. We're not meant for snow. Okay? We're not meant for ice. We can conquer those biomes because of fur and fire and lots of spite, but we're not. I mean, even if you look at the amount of life on Earth in general, the closer you get to the equator, the more biodiversity you find. This world loves heat and oxygen and tropics, along with Digimon. Okay, yeah, Digimon was a good one too. I feel like Digimon just kind of got swept up and Pokemon just kind of took it all. Took a lot of the limelight. But Digimon was good. I liked it. I liked the first one. I liked the sequel where Tommy... Was it Tommy? Tommy was... he grew up. It was Kai, or Ty's sister. They were kind of... And then there was another one where you had Impmon and all that. And then there was another one where they kind of turned into Digimon. That one was kind of cool. I think that was Frontiers or something. Anyway. Yeah, so we love the heat, okay? Life loves heat. Because, I mean, if you think about it, there's the depiction of hell that everyone has in their mind, right? It's usually influenced by Dante's Inferno. Everyone pictures hell, and obviously the verse in the Bible where it says the wheat and the chaff will be separated and one will go into the blazing fire. A lot of people think hell is burning and fire and all that. It's not. Let me tell you what hell is. And there's a reason why there's a lot of association with water. And again, I'm not getting into theology right now, but there's a reason why there's a lot of association with water. There's a reason why, the beast of the sea is the Antichrist. There's the reason why the pigs went into the ocean. Hell is cold, dark, and alone. And just everything that is away from God. So if you really want to think about what hell is, when they say hell is under the earth, hell is not in the middle of the earth. Hell is not in the center of the earth like the core. It's not bubbling in the core or the mantle of earth. No, hell is at the bottom of the ocean. Cold, dark, and alone. No oxygen, no life, no light, nothing. Hell is just distance from God. Yeah, essentially, yes. If you want to just think of it theologically, of course. But like in terms of like what people think is like, oh, it's all burning and fire and no, it's cold, dark, and alone. Why? Because humanity is not meant to be cold, dark, and alone. We're meant to be warm and loving and just in a beachy, sun-filled environment, getting all that vitamin D. And yeah, so I'm very, very pro-global warming. Very pro-global warming. We need more of it. We need more of it. I'll risk more hurricanes and less, more water if it means I can never see temperatures below 70 again. What do we have? Oh! This begins the transition into tonight's theme. Tonight's episode of the Midnight Mass is brought to you by the theme Truth Hurts. Why? Because truth is not always a comforting hug. Truth is not always a warm blanket. Truth is not always what you wish you to hear. Sometimes truth is what you need to hear, and sometimes it is a cold, hard dose of reality. Because files confirm Donald Trump was, in fact, in the files. But he was blowing the whistle on Jeffrey disgusting activities back in 2006 in a phone call with police. Trump was one of the very first people to call the police. Trump said Ghislaine Maxwell is, quote, evil and focus on her. Democrats are speechless. Donald Trump in 2006 was ringing the fucking alarm bell that this man was scum. This man banned him from Mar-a-Lago and had nothing to do with him, or wanted nothing to do with him. A newly unsealed docs show Trump called the police on Epstein. Thank goodness you're stopping him. Ghislaine Maxwell refuses to answer House Oversight Committee questions on Monday, but this document answers a few questions about President Trump's involvement. So, the Democrats got what they wanted. Trump was named in the Epstein files, but as I will show you later, it's not the win they think it is. Not at all. But what is interesting is he should have immediately resigned. Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, otherwise known as Dime Store or Timu Obama, solicited money from a child sex trafficker, Jeffrey Epstein, in 2013, after Epstein was a known PDF file. So in 2006, 20 years before all of this, well, at least before this batch, Trump was ringing alarm bells. And this guy, after he was known and exposed, was still soliciting money from him. Yep, everyone already knew that. Yeah, everyone already knew. Everyone knew that they knew. It's disgusting. But this is interesting. This is what I find interesting. Now, this is what I retweeted. So go follow me on X, because I, am occasionally there, ranting about nonsense and shilling my streams. This isn't the W you think it is, retards. He knew, which is why, unlike Bill Clinton and the rest of your clowns, he tried to alert people and banned him from hotels. This is the Democrat official Twitter account. Trump knew. And it's got a picture of him and Epstein. Everyone has known he's been doing this. Donald Trump in 2006. So, they tried to frame this. They tried to frame him calling the cops and sounding the alarm bells of Epstein being a freak as somehow he knew. I've got one thing to say. Uh-huh. What? This isn't... Already follow on X and drag him into... Yeah, Shrew drags me into shit all the time. But I'm like, this is not the win you think it is, guys. Like, this is the opposite of... This is a massive fucking L. It's... They are so fucking desperate to get him that they're literally the scorpion and the frog on this. But tonight's main bullshit is about truth. Particularly because I view truth as more important than power or force. I view truth as the defining thing that we should all struggle and work to achieve, to search for. We all have our paths to truth that may be different from others, but the point is that we all receive the same and achieve it in the same destination, right? Other people don't. Other people think that power and force and imposing your will on those is more important. That is a biological view. Now, I'm not against conquering. I'm not against land, collecting. I'm not against all that shit. But I think that if you look at the world through only a biological and logical level, which is the masculine, you're missing half of it. Because you're missing emotion, you're missing feeling, you're missing things that are not quantifiable, like happiness and love and family, friends, and I think truth is more important. And it's honestly, it's the reason why Christianity is a hugely persecuted religion. That's just how I view it. That's why communists don't like it. It's why kings didn't like it, really, unless they can use it. It's why a lot of things didn't like it. It's also why I think it must be true, because a lot of people that are evil don't like it. But I have some stuff here. This is something that I found interesting. This is about Rome, because a lot of people like to whack themselves off and say Rome is based. Rome is somehow this great thing. It's this amazing... Now look, Rome was an amazing empire, had great aesthetics, did immensely cool things. I'm not taking that away from it. So did the kingdoms of Egypt. So did so many other empires. Rome did amazing things, which I'll show you one in a second. But Rome is not some based thing, okay? Rome was conquered by Jesus without a sword or an arm. But Rome is not some, uber, right-wing thing. And these people that want to cosplay and, whatever, as somehow they would be Roman soldiers or centurions. You're keyboard warriors and you're pathetic.
The mighty Roman Empire ended when a barbarian king politely asked a 6-year-old boy to step down. In 476, the Western Roman Empire's final emperor was Romulus Augustulus, just 6 years old. His own father, Orestes, had overthrown the previous ruler and made his son a puppet emperor. The irony was devastating. This frightened child shared names with Rome's legendary founder and first emperor, but instead of glory, he became the last. Germanic chieftain Odoacer marched on Rome, but showed unexpected mercy. He didn't execute the boy or stage a bloody coup. Instead, he calmly deposed the child, granted him a generous pension, and sent him into comfortable retirement. No epic final battle, no dramatic last stand. The most powerful empire in history simply ended with a barbarian king, removing a scared little boy from his throne. Over 1,000 years of Roman imperial rule in the West concluded not with violence, but with surprising gentleness. Sometimes the mightiest powers fall with barely a whisper. Did you know the...
That's interesting. Most powerful empire in the world. Honestly, still, I will say, they had some cool shit. Like, their aesthetic was dope, right? Their spears, their helmets, everything, right? But the mightiest empire in the world. Now, it's debatable whether you think that's Rome or Britain, but it ended because a guy said, hey, I will pay you, and I will be nice to you because you're a little kid, and I will send you on your way to a bountiful life. Just surrender. Because that, quote, barbarian king, he could have just decimated that kid. He could have just thrown him around, just done whatever he wanted. He was a 6-year-old kid, for Christ's sake. Nope. He didn't swing a sword. He was nice. And I think that's interesting for all those people that want to bitch about Rome and all that shit. Oh, it's just so it would cut down everyone. Like, yeah, they were brutal, but they ended in the most unimaginable way. But let's get into a little bit of what I call, the truth. Let's close some of these so I can get my computer to run just a little bit nicer. Okay? Now, again, Christianity has been horribly persecuted, and going to the Romans, they were a horrifically persecuted class. I think it was Emperor Nero who was horrifically brutal to Christians. Unbelievable. And he was famous for basically taking Christians, lighting them on fire alive, and using them as lamps. And yet, Christianity still survives today. Christianity, despite, being persecuted near constantly, survives. And these men, even if you want to go back to even the first martyrs, well, I wouldn't say the original 12 because one hung himself and they replaced him. Anyway, they went willingly to die. They defied Rome, which had all the power, all the force, all the money, all the armies, all the whatever. They defied Rome. They could have easily just said, hey, you know what? This is all bullshit. We know where he is. We took his body. They could have easily just said, hey, you know what? We'll shut up. We'll censor ourselves. We'll bend the knee, right? We will say the vaccine works. We will say that COVID is evil. We will say that global warming is a real threat. We will do anything. They didn't. Why? Because power and force is nothing compared to what is actually true. And those who want to bitch and complain about power and force being the only things that matter and being the only reason truth matters can suck a fucking cactus. Because we got some stories today. Here is a man who, while being persecuted, mocked his persecutors as they were killing him.
We're burning him alive. And instead of crying, he said something that history would never forget. Saint Lawrence, a deacon in Rome.
Also, I fucking love this. This is the song from the Requiem the Dream. I love this song.
258 AD, the emperor was hunting Christians. Pope Sixtus II was executed. Lawrence managed the church's wealth. The Romans came for it and ordered him to hand over everything in 3 days. But he didn't collect gold. He gave everything to the poor. Then he gathered the poor, the sick, the crippled, brought them to the Roman authorities. Here are the true treasures of the church, he said. The Romans were furious. They sentenced him to death, but not a quick one. They placed him on a gridiron, a metal grate over burning coals. The crowd watched, expecting screams, begging, broken faith. Instead, Lawrence looked at his executioners and said, "Turn me over. I'm done on this side." A joke. He cooked the Romans while being cooked alive. The Romans were stunned. The crowd was speechless. Lawrence didn't just die for his faith. He laughed in the face of death. The question isn't whether you die for what you believe. It's whether you'd smile while doing it. They were burned.
That is fucking amazing. that is an amazing story. They were killing him, and he could have just turned over the gold. He could have done everything. He could have bent the knee, but he didn't, because he gave. Is this true? Yes. Yeah. Obviously, it's AI, but I know this story. I've heard the story before, where this is that quote where he says, "Flip me over." I know a lot of this stuff is, well, is it true? Is it no? I have heard this in other places. He was going home. Yeah. God damn, lunatic. That hit me in the feet. Yeah. He's going home. Yeah. And there are two phrases, lunatic, you, and Nyala, and anyone else, but still, there are two phrases. One is the greatest phrase a person could hear, and the other is the scariest phrase that a person can hear. The greatest one is, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." The other is, "Depart from me, for I knew you not." One of those will bring tears. Well, actually, both will bring tears. One good, one bad. One will bring comfort. The other will shock you to your core, because you know what comes next. But this guy, he could have just easily, just said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna give you. I have another thing, and this is something that actually comes from something I said. So let me go to my Twitter. Let me go to my Twitter, my profile. Oh, wait, actually, Nyala, you shilled it. I will give you a heart. And anyone else that I know that shilled it, no. If you shilled it and I don't see it, I still say thank you. Regardless, I still appreciate it. But as this was recently Valentine's Day, I wish to say this. This is something I said on Valentine's Day. Actually, you guys, I don't think you can really see this. Let me boost this up just a tad. I didn't realize how small this was. That's what she said. But Valentine's Day was yesterday, and I know a lot of people think of it as, it's for candy, it's for hearts, it's for, maybe getting some action, or it's for single people, nothing. But what it's really about is, for those that think power is all that matters, I like to inform you what today is. And unfortunately, I said to and day as separate words, but whatever. A day about a Christian that was killed by the Roman government for performing marriages, which is something God loves and created, when it was illegal. So power matters, yet if power matters is what I meant to say, yet he went to death for God, truth, and love. That is the meaning of Valentine's Day. He was beheaded because he refused to bow to power, because he knew truth was more important. Hey, welcome in, Baba. Sorry I'm late. Hey, you know what? I don't mind. You know what? I didn't need to know that. I'm sure you didn't want to know it either. You know what? This channel is like Bob Ross. We don't make mistakes, we make happy accidents. You're not late, you showed up right when you needed. And you didn't see today's this week's Monster Energy. It is Monster Energy Electric Blue, which is one of their new ones, Blue Raspberry. It's their take on voltage, essentially. But yes, truth matters more than power. This one, now, you guys have already, sincerely, everyone has given an immense amount to this show. It's been amazing. Thank you to Blay, to Advocatus, to Nyala, to Lunatic. But I would like to see the 1307. I would once, because this is about the reason why that donation is set at 1307, because not only was this month Valentine's Day, it was also a Friday the 13th, as many of you know, because we played Among Us that day in celebration. But why is Friday the 13th so important? Now, some people say, well, it's because it's unlucky, or, it's Jason Voorhees, and blah, blah. No, Friday the 13th is important, because on October, I believe, and if I'm not mistaken, that's Fake Gamer Cat's birthday? She's born on October 13th? I think she said that? Yeah, that's actually really fucking cool. October 13th, 1307, the Templar were rounded up and arrested because the King of France owed them money. The powerful were indebted to this Christian order of knights. Many of you may not know what the Knights Templar are. They were not an army. They were a group of soldiers. Yeah, I think there were like 7 or 9. Oh, dude.
Commander Kirby, the time has come. Execute Order 66.
Yes, my lord.
Oh, dude, that one's cool. Yes, of course I had to. I know it said 666. You would think like that I should do some like exorcist thing or something, but I do have some exorcist-ish donos. But if you put like, because I use a phone dial pad like Sinatra does, Order 66 is the letter O is on the number 6, so it's 066, Order 66. So it's 666. Also, if you add up the numbers in each letter that correlate to a letter in the number, or in the word order, it actually adds up to 6. So it's 666. That's what. But anyway, seriously, thank you, Steve Dave, for 666, who executed Order 66. Actually, you know what? That's a fitting donation. I was going to say we should do the 1307, but that is a fitting donation for this story. It doesn't matter when you get here, as long as you smash that like button. Damn right. Smash it. I won't reveal you to the demons when you wake. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say it right. Fuckers. I gotta say it like Vince McMahon. Thank you, Steve Dave, and all of you that were so generous this week. This night, whatever. But in 1307, they were arrested. Anyway, the Knights Templar, as I was saying, they were a group of basically bodyguards. That's essentially what they were, because the pathway in between Europe and Jerusalem, which is, it's very sacred for Christians. It's sacred for Jews and to a lesser extent Islam as well. But the path in between was very not hospitable, to say the least, for the Empire. Yes. So they needed bodyguards, and that's essentially what the Knights Templar were. They were just bodyguards for pilgrims. Yeah, that's all it was. And they just became rich and powerful. Some say they found the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail and blah, blah, blah. If you even believe the Holy Grail is important beyond, historical. Anyway.
There are 5 things you didn't know about the fall of the Knights Templar. First, every single Templar across Europe was arrested simultaneously on Friday the 13th, 1307. King Philip IV of France coordinated this massive operation in complete secrecy. At dawn, thousands of knights were seized from their strongholds without warning. Second, Philip owed the Templars enormous debts and desperately wanted their vast wealth. Rather than repay what he borrowed, he decided to destroy them entirely. Third, under brutal torture, the knights confessed to bizarre charges: spitting on crosses, worshipping demons, and participating in forbidden rituals. Most confessions were completely fabricated to escape the pain. Fourth, their Grand Master Jacques de Molay was...
When you say damn Frenchies, V, it's important to know that the original Knights Templar were also French. Just
burned alive in Paris. From the flames, he cursed both the Pope and King, promising they would join him within a year.
Yep, the Pope was in on it. Pope and the King. This is This is the one time where I'm like, separation of church and state, divine right of kings. Yeah.
Fifth, both the Pope and King died within 12 months of his execution. His curse seemed fulfilled, and Friday the 13th became forever linked with bad luck because of this dark day. Here are 5...
And you know what's interesting? Because again, tonight's theme is power is subservient to truth. God, hands in the chat, ones in the chat, or whatever. Did anyone know about the fact that this was ordered by King Philip of France because he owed them money? Did anyone even know that previously? I'm sure there's some smart people in the chat that did. You're a very smart crowd. But did anyone actually know any of these? I genuinely like to know, like, how many of these things were kind of a shock to you? Because this is true. This is a legitimate story. Advocatus, yeah, you know. Okay, cool. But isn't it interesting that for those who think power is more important, that truth is more important, whose name or what phrase or what name or what word offers more imagery? King Philip of France, right? This particular King Philip of France, or the Knights Templar? What is more famous? Like, what is a more famous thing? This particular King of France, or the Knights Templar? I'd argue the Knights Templar are far, in a way, more popular, more well-known, and more infamous, or famous, depending on who you are. Not just because they were the antagonists in Assassin's Creed, but their aura. I mean, look at my entire channel is basically a dedication to, you know, I'm fascinated by the Knights Templar. I love it. In fact, again, the 1307 donation is tied to the song Templars by Sabaton, which is about this topic, which is about how the king and the Pope basically fucked them over because the Pope was an asshole and the king owed the money. Is this why Ubisoft, as a French company, tries to make them the bad? You know what? You know, I didn't even think of that. Philip became a footnote in history. Yeah, he became nothing. He became nothing. Let that sink in. He was a king. He was the king of a country, and he's nothing. Nothing compared to the Templar. But actually, V, that's a really interesting thing. But it is interesting because the Knights Templar themselves were French soldiers. There were I think, 9 or 11. No, I think there were 9 or 11 soldiers, and they were all related to each other either by blood or by marriage, right? I hope the one guy in Sabaton quickly recovers. Dude, sign of the cross. Amen to that. But it is interesting, yeah. Ubisoft, a French company, made the Knights Templar. That honestly, I think it's just easy to make Christians the bad guys in the Crusade era. It honestly is. And actually, I have a donation for that for it's 1191. That was for Altair. It's the whatever. But it's unfortunately because people don't know the true story about the Crusades. They think the Crusades were these, you know, white people marching down to march and to kill brown people. I passed out. What'd I miss? Sleep schedule broke. Dude, it's okay. Get some sleep. I'm all for that. What did you miss? I don't know. I don't know when you stopped watching. You missed the truth about Rome and power and stuff. And Trump was a whistleblower. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Dude, I am making that bell alert. I'm going to make some sort of big Notre Dame bell. Let's see. I think I put this here. Now, if you think I just want to bitch and complain about Rome, no, I really do like Rome. It was amazing culture and architecture and everything. Here's one thing that is fucking amazingly fascinating.
That could literally repair itself, and we finally...
He starts off by saying, Roman concrete can repair itself.
We know how to make it. This stuff is the reason why Roman structures have lasted for thousands of years, while ours crumble in like 50. So what's the secret? Well, it turns out the Romans used a mixture of volcanic ash, seawater, and a secret ingredient called quicklime. Now, when mixed together, the quicklime reacts with the seawater, producing a super hot chemical reaction, leaving these undissolved lime blobs throughout the mixture. Okay, but how does it repair itself? Well, let's say it gets cracked, somehow. This exposes those lime blobs inside. Then, the next time it starts raining, the rainwater flows into the crack and starts to react with the exposed lime blobs, which reactivates the cement and fills the crack.
Think about this. This is a building that can heal itself like it's a fucking lizard. This is fucking dope. This is some serious science shit from an ancient culture. We need this today.
The Romans had this secret concrete recipe that could literally repair itself, and we finally know how to make it. This stuff is the reason why Roman structures have lasted for thousands of years.
That's some fucking dope ass shit, man. Of course, an English accent is describing quicklime. But let's get back to truth versus power. Mobs in India destroy Christian homes after believers refuse to renounce Jesus. And for those who know about China, China does the same thing. Romans were way ahead of their time, a well-organized military powerhouse and a primitive industry compared to the rest of it. Yeah, look, I'm not taking anything away from Rome. I'm not taking anything away from what they've done. Again, their aesthetic, their whatever. They're amazing. Like, they're legitimately one of the greatest empires ever, right? And they did take they did take part in the sacrifice of the final lamb. So, they have their place. But they're not some based uber thing, right? I don't get it. Like, maybe I'm just not that tied to my Italian heritage. I don't know. But Christians refuse to renounce Jesus even though mobs, now think of that, mob, that's democracy, mob rule. They refuse to denounce him over what is essentially a more powerful force. Christians' persecution. Christians in India, in an Indian village of Midapalli, had their homes destroyed by an angry mob after refusing to renounce their faith in Christ. About 25 believers, 4 families, and 2 individuals were confronted by the mob on January 11th and told to renounce their faith according to a report from Christian Solidarity Worldwide. Isn't that interesting? But, if power and force is all that matters, why not just bend the knee? Why not just accept the mob rule? Why not accept that they have more power than you? Why not accept it? Why? Why would they refuse? Now, you could say you can refuse for a myriad of different beliefs, both being, true or bad, right? But Christianity is not founded on force or conversion, forceful conversion. That's Islam. I mean, Islam means submission. It's converted by the sword. It must mean that there's something a little more powerful than mob rule. There's more powerful than force, more powerful than power. I wonder what that is. I think that's it. I think that's it for the news. Let me just close a couple of these tabs. We do not need them. Oh, I can do that now. Close. What are we on? Oh, yes. This. Let me pause this. Come on. No. This was sent in by Nyala. And this is fucking dope. This is some really cool shit. Okay, guys, we made it. I'd like for you all to get your snack, get your drink, dust off, because you made it through. You crawled under the barbed wire. You made it through. Now we are in palate cleanser territory. We were back to the fun. We saw some animals. We saw some good news about Noah's sheep. We saw some bullshit about, idiots. And I kind of did promise a rant, about whatever. And the person in question, Steve Dave, is Lamented Guide. He apparently decided that Spoon and his influence was more valuable than 5 or 6 or so odd years of friendship with us, with this community, all the years gaming, all the years we spent watching streams, all the times we cheered him on during his workouts. He threw that all away, took a dagger, stabbed me in the back, stabbed you in the back, and I didn't necessarily speak for you, and I by no means want you to go do anything to him, say anything to him. If you wish to still all that shit, that is your prerogative. I do not condone any sort of mob rule. This is me personally. I blocked him on Twitter. He is not my friend on Discord, and he has officially been banned from the asylum. He was never in the cathedral. He left everywhere. He left Gulf City. He left Patreon. He left Comma Club. He left Sinatra. He left everything. So, yeah, that is my prerogative. If you wish to do things, that is yours. But I wish to show you guys something. I did post about it in my server, because I decided to just go all out and say, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So let me open this up. This is what he said and what I responded to. It's over. You can insist that you're not, but you're not cut out for politics, and it shows. You have not studied that which you run your mouth on, which I told you long ago to address. Until you do, genuine thinkers will sniff you out and mock you for the ignoramus you are. This is a man. He's about my age. Well, he's a little younger. This is a man who was once my best, who I would say a good friend, a best friend of mine, someone who I actually, if I ever had a true, genuine GPP show, like my own show where I would have like co-hosts, this is someone who I considered to be numero uno pick. Well, numero dos. Donkey Punches obviously would be obviously number one, or if Kevin would want to, he would be as well. But if I ever did like my own like Sinatra, Polly, Drunkle, I really did consider having him as a co-host. And this is what he said about me. Now keep in mind, I have never once claimed to be some great thinker, some amazing scholar. I'm a dumbass with a camera, some opinions, and I read articles. I go off on things because I make logical conclusions, and I look at them. Based on what I've seen of Spoon, I have never claimed that monarchy and Marxism is the same thing. I don't like either, but that's not the point. I have said, based on my pattern recognition observation of Spoon and how he behaves and how he acts and his attitude and words, he is an absolute, he's a liar. First of all, he lied about why he got kicked from the server. He constantly thinks it's because I couldn't stand his personal opinions. That's not true. Me and Alan, honestly, I mean, and many others don't agree on a lot of things. Hell, me and Nyala don't agree on a lot of things. Guess what? Because we're different people, okay? I would rather sit and play Grand Theft Auto, listening to Disturbed, and watch Saw. Nyala would rather sit and watch Lord of the Rings, play Stardew Valley, and listen to Linkin Park, lo-fi, right? That's fine. But I have said that he behaves like a Marxist. He is a liar, he is a hypocrite, and he's an absolute fucking scumbag piece of shit. Because for a guy who likes to bitch about women, he loves to act like a narcissistic cunt and say, hey, look at me, I have all these subscribers, look at me, I have all these followers, look at me, I have all this shit. Who are you trying to impress? I don't give a shit that you have more subscribers than me, bitch. You've been doing this for longer. I've been doing this for 5 months. Of course I only have such and such subscribers by compared to you. Who are you impressing? Well, it's obviously his little circle jerk of bullshit. And this is how, see, women operate differently than men. Men operate by fighting each other face to face, verbally and physically, right? Because that's what we do. Women kind of operate in destruction of reputation. That's just how they operate. It's more verbal, it's more emotional. To leverage your popularity, to leverage your status in the tribe to, first of all, is he trying to impress me? That's kind of gay, but he's trying to use his leverage in the tribe or his popularity to be used as a weapon to hurt me. For a guy who bitches and complains about how women behave, he's single, by the way. I have a woman, and he's single. That should tell you a lot. He likes to act like a fucking bitch. And poison, yes, poison is a woman's weapon. So, this is what Guide said. And this is what I said, because I had had enough. I had fucking had enough. I tried to be nice. I tried to say, hey, this is a person that was a friend. He's not really, he walked away and that's fine. No, I was not, I was done. I was finally time, because you guys know me. I'm chill, I'm laid back, I try to be nice. Sure, I'm a bit of a dick. I could be a prick to people. I can say colorful words, but I'm not genuinely a mean person, especially when I put friendship into something. When I put a relationship into something, I give as much as I can, and to have that twist of knife in the back, dude, that hurts. I was genuinely hurt. I felt horrible that I had to say what I was going to say, because I didn't want to say it. But I said, dude, seriously, I have to say this as someone that was a friend. Fuck you. You and him are such massive ego. You and him have such massive fucking egos that you think the only way to be intellectual is to think like you. Because both him and Spoon think, well, if you just read what I read, you'd be smart. Think about this. If reading and retaining information made you smarter, women would have statistically higher IQs, which they don't. Women operate in the middle range more often than not, whereas men have a large amount of imbeciles and a large amount of geniuses and a big amount of the middle ones. Because women girls statistically do better on test taking than boys. That is a fact. But if retaining information that you read and being able to recite it makes you smarter, women would have higher IQs because they can retain information and recite it. That is not true. So just because I read this book doesn't mean I'm going to be intelligent. But they want me to think like them. They want me to read their books as if the only way I should be able to be allowed on Twitter, to be allowed to speak my opinion on politics on YouTube, is that I have their pre-approved permission and their pre-approved lectures. Take a cactus that is from the driest part of the desert and go find anal polyps with it, you stupid fucking prick. Anyway, this is coming from a place of hurt, not just from me, but the entire community you stabbed in the back. Yep. And he returned a couple minutes later with this. This is total lies, by the way. And Spoon is no fan of Christianity. He doesn't like Christians. He doesn't really care for the Bible. He has no interest in it, which is funny because if you wish to be a crusader for the West and Western civilization, you must acknowledge the founder of Western civilization, Jesus, a Judean man who was murdered by the government and his religious officials. Just saying. So, no, my issue is with you and you alone. You have been dragging my friend's name in the dirt impotently for over half a year over things you are not even right about. You want to talk egos? Let's talk about yours. Okay. Now, I don't think he's talking about you guys because, that doesn't make sense. But Hey guys, how have I been dragging you guys' name through the dirt with my videos? Because you guys watch my stuff. You guys are here. You watch my content. You like it. You share it. If I was dragging your name through the dirt, why would you enjoy it? Why would you watch it? Why would you like it? Why would you donate to me if I am calling you and dragging you through the... No, he's talking about his other friends, his other group, which is unbelievable bullshit. It's a lie. It's an absolute lie. I have never done a video on his friends. The only person I have done a video on, ever, because I don't do videos on other content creators, I think that's kind of cringe, and I just don't have much to talk about. Like, I could have easily done a video on Hassan and got tons of views while that was popular. I'm not well versed in Hassan. I don't give a fuck about that champagne socialist. The only person I've ever done a video on is Spoon. I've only done 2 videos. Okay? So I have not been talking about his friends. This is fucking horseshit. This is a lie. You fly into a tizzy whenever the specter of Spoon, my other friends, or their beliefs, many of which I share, show up. That is another lie, okay? No, I call out demons. I am a saint. I speak the truth. Now, I'm not always right 100% of the time. By no means am I perfect. But the irony is, anytime I comment on Guide's posts, whether it was in Discord or on Twitter, guess who's circling the fucking blood-soaked waters? Spoon. Anytime I say something to Guide, it's like a master ringing the bell for his little bitch. That's what it is. Because anytime I say something to Guide, Spoon shows up and says, "You're stupid. You don't belong talking to me. I've got more followers than..." Yeah, fuck you. Oh, I want to say something so bad right now. This is absolute fucking... it's a fallacy. This is absolute a lie. And that is the reason why Spoon got kicked from my server. I was saying something to Guide. Nothing. Now, to be fair, Spoon has every right to speak his mind on a subject. He has every right to jump in if I'm saying something to Guide in a public Discord or a public forum like X. But it's ironic because Spoon doesn't like free speech. He wants only certain people to be able to speak, which is weird because he also says I live in an echo chamber, but he also wants people that don't think like him kicked out of the country. Hypocrisy. So, no, this is absolute horseshit. Show up and say absolutely disgraceful things about that. Absolutely disgraceful things? Dude, name them. I say retard. Okay? That's it. That's all. I say retard, dipshit, motherfucker, but I call a lot of people that. I say that Spoon acts like an absolute authoritarian Marxist, and I point out that Karl Marx said that capitalism and Christianity were Jewish plots, the same thing that Adolf Hitler said. I point out that the Soviets killed Jews and the Nazis killed Christians. I point out that the Marxists were nothing more than pseudo-monarchists because they wanted to supplant them. I say that everything that Spoon acts like is Marxism. I call him a closeted Marxist, not because I actually think of it. But here, I call Spoon, he acts like a Marxist because I know it bugs him. I know it bugs him because he thinks commie equal Jew. I do it to annoy him. I don't do it because I actually think he's a card-carrying communist. No. Let me see. Yes, I can scroll down. I don't spurg out, dude. I hold a mirror and call out demons. I am a saint, and I speak the truth. Spoon lies, is a narcissist, hypocrite, and you can't see it. You literally left everywhere because of it. Cutting off friends is textbook abuser. Hope you realize it before it's too late, but if not, I hope all of this is worth it. Being told, depart from me, for I knew you not. The scariest words a man could hear. Yep, so that's why today's episode is about truth. Because this is the truth. I have done videos on Spoon. I have done 2 videos on Spoon at the not happiness of my, I hate to say partner, but, you know, my significant other. One video I did on Spoon was about him lying about why he left or why he was kicked from the server. Everything I said about that was in context to what Spoon said. I went all the way back to when he started chiming in, and I added every amount of context I could so that he could not say that I was cherry picking. I didn't that's not dragging his name through the dirt. That's exposing him. That's showing him his words. That is what libs of TikTok did. And Guide is being a bitch. Because that is not dragging his name through the dirt. And he is the only person I have ever made a video on that is another YouTuber. I have never done a video about Spoon's colleagues or co-hosts. In fact, I've seen one of them on Open Bar, Vex. She was on Open Bar. Never did a video about her. Never did a video about anyone but Spoon. I've only done it twice. The other video I did about Spoon, I again offered as much context as I could, showing his own words, not putting my spin on it, not hiding his words and saying what he said. No, showing you his words. And guess what? There is not a damn video on my channel that is private, except for one because it had to be edited and I re-uploaded it. I uploaded the edited version. So there is not a single video on my channel that is privated. Even going back to the crappy ones where I've done it on my phone, because I want everyone to see the evolution of where I come from. I want them to see how I started and then where I am now, because I am proud. I hate saying proud, but I feel accomplished in that. So, Guide, I can say this with fucking certainty. You are a liar. And that is my rant. God bless. Anyway, so that's the yeah, that's what's been going on. So, Guide has officially become the beaten wife to Spoon. He is Spoon's bitch. Thank you, Nyala. And the main thing I try to do when it comes, especially to these streams, is to have gratitude, because I will admit this. When I saw when I saw that donation pop up from Lunatic, I didn't think it was going to pop up. It was a very, in my opinion, that's a larger amount. I don't have a lot of donations that are really above $20. In fact, I only have 2 that are like triple digits, and I don't expect them to be hit. I had a little tear. I teared up a bit because I was like, oh, dude, that is so generous. Because I know what it takes. Now, Lunatic, he's a hard worker. He makes, I can't say how much he makes, but he makes enough to be like a fucking comma dropper all the time. So $76 is probably not a lot, but still, that means so much to me. I cannot believe I'm actually doing this. You know? This is fun. I fucking love streaming. I fucking love doing this show. I don't want to miss a week. I kind of am worried about what's going to happen with hurricane season. I might lose power. I may not be able to do shit a week or so. I hope I don't, but we'll see. I fucking love doing this, dude. I fucking love bringing up news. I fucking love making jokes. I fucking love talking to you people live in chat. This is the coolest thing I have ever done in my life. And I worked at a music shop for almost a decade. Seriously. Thank you to everyone who shows up, who is in the chat, who's a lurker, who comments, who watches.
Carl! I have a problem. I have a serious problem.
You are just terrible today.
Shh. Do you hear that? That's the sound of forgiveness.
That's the sound of people drowning, Carl.
That is what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence.
I love that. Aw, thank you, Nyala. Yes, he says Guide will never hear this. No. And welcome in, Looney Lenny. You don't have a shield. Why don't you have a shield? There we go. Now you have a shield, buddy. See, we have a. Wait, we need a name because it used to be a wrench no state, right? What do we call a shield one? A shield society? I kind of like that. A shield society. If someone comes up with something better, please let me know. But I kind of like that. I mean, honestly, you guys are mass holes. That's you guys' name. You know, you're the midnight mass holes. I know what you meant, Nyala. I know exactly what you meant. But yeah, so that hurt. That really did hurt. That was so fucking painful. But he made his choice. He made his choice, and I don't care. Let's listen to this because this is fucking cool. Wake up. There's Portuguese Catholic priest who sings Gregorian chants with industrial techno house music. Fuck. You know what? I'm gonna pause the music. We're gonna listen to this. That is fucking so cool. That is so cool. Look, I like an eclectic kind of music. I'm not super big into techno. I'm not super big into like a lot of like hip hop and rap. I'll listen to it like, but that is cool shit. That is oh shit. Ah, what are you doing, stupid computer? There we go. That was cool. But I think we have some more palette cleansers. Yeah, we do. Okay, so we oh no. Let's refresh. We got some this guy, the Australian dude. Oh, come on. There we go. This one. This is a real animal, by the way. This is a real animal. It exists. More par. That's it. I knew it was par, pass, something like that. I forget. This thing is a real creature.
Shrimp has a gun. No, this isn't a Fortnite skin. This is a real f***ing animal, and it's called the pistol shrimp. Now, unsurprisingly, being named after a firearm, of course it's f***ing native to the United States of America. Where the f*** else do you think you were going to find it? However, they can actually be found expressing their Second Amendment rights over the majority of the globe too. Now, coming in at a huge 2 inches, it is not the size of his body that makes him special.
Well, that's Mercury,
but the caliber
the planet
of
closest
the
to
big
the sun. What it's doing down here by the wharf, I haven't the foggiest, but we should probably ask a scientist.
I'm a guy, you jackass!
Oh my god. Damn, Steve Dave. As if I needed another fucking knife in my chest. I hope this cheers you up a bit. I'm fucking tired and I have a morning game streams to wake up to. Can't wait to find a new VAS. Again, a new VA. Hey, dude. Thank you. I'll see if I can stop by. I know. You're going through a whole lot. You're going through way worse than what I'm through. It is incredibly tough to lose a family member, and a pet is a family member. So you have them for years and years, sometimes even decades. It's tough. You know, everyone, hearts and F's in the chat. Chase, gone, not forgotten. For all of our furry friends. Seriously, dude. I'm not going to deny that money cheers me up, but I'm going to say it helps. I'll say it helps. Yes, dude, thanks. I'll try to be in the chat tomorrow. So, thank you for that. I love that donation. I really do. Where's that, Daddy? Well, that's Mercury. What's it doing down here? I'm a guy, jackass.
Iron on his hip. Or should I say big claw? You see, that oversized right pincher isn't just because he forgot to, switch hands while doing homework. No, mate, that claw is basically fucking Mega Man's arm cannon. But last I checked, they can't call in an ammo resupply under the sea. So how does the claw become a gun? The answer is bubble. You see, these bad boys hunt smaller shrimp, and they start that hunt by jumping off the fucking battle bus and looking for prey. Once they get within effective range, they will literally cock their claw like the hammer on a revolver. Weapon ready, they line up the shot, take aim, and...
Counter-terrorists win.
They snap their claws together so fucking fast, it causes an underwater vacuum, creating an explosive cavitation bubble hotter than the surface of the sun. This bubble is then launched at the enemy at over 100k an hour. The bubble then connects with the smaller shrimp and f***ing flashbangs it. This either kills it outright or stuns it long enough to be consumed. Poor little fucker got quickscoped by Faye Shrimp. This shrimp has a gun.
This thing is probably the dopest fucking shrimp on the planet, because that is true. That little bubble it fires is hotter than the surface of the sun. Like, now I mentioned the mantis shrimp. The mantis shrimp is pretty fucking cool, but I think, the pistol shrimp's a little cooler. What do we got here? Oh, I gotta refresh. Because, yeah, of course I did. Oh, fuck you, Instagram. Do I have to pull this back up? Oh, I have to pull this back up. Uno momento. Where are you? There you are. There we go.
Jail if I threw bags of chili at old people?
It would depend on the time.
What if it was frozen cold? Just like a rock. It's so dense, it's like a black hole. I throw it at an old person, they just get sucked into the fourth dimension.
Like it's a Pokeball?
What if it's not? What if it's...
Capturing old people. Doris, I choose you. You just fucking throw fucking Pokeballs and arthritic 90-year-old flaps out, breaks all of her hips.
All of her hips? Like just 17.
All of them.
Who's that senile bitch?
It's Margaret.
Margaret used dementia, hurt herself in her confusion. Margaret uses dementia. She hurt herself in her own confusion.
You think I'd go to...
Oh, those guys are great. Which one is this? I don't fucking remember. Oh, yeah, this one's funny. This is perfect for the 1920 donation.
Obviously, have a higher capacity for empathy than men. But that empathy can be manipulated into giving empathy for people who don't deserve it. And that's a problem. And they can be manipulated into doing things that are not in their best interest. And that's why, Greg, I want our audience to consider amending the 19th Amendment.
Really?
Now I'm not saying, no, whoa, wait a minute, I'm not saying I don't want you to vote. I'm just saying, not for the important stuff.
Yeah.
No, but let me hear me out. No. You can still vote. No. There's plenty of ladies. There's plenty of things for you to still vote for. America's Got Talent, Dancing with the Stars, the school board, Employee of the Month at Whole Foods. There's plenty for you to still get excited about and vote. I'm just saying for the big stuff, leave it to the less suicidal, empathetic humans, men. Women have...
I agree. Let's see. Oh, this is fucking hilarious.
For us today.
This is fucking hilarious. Let me get back.
Diane, what have you brought for us today?
It's my father's potato masher. It was gifted to him on his 5th birthday.
It's been in the family for years.
Yes. Every Sunday we would make sausage and mash together. And since his passing, in many ways it's come to symbolise our relationship.
Okay. So this is more than just a potato masher for you, Diane?
It is.
Well, let's find out the value and origin of this priceless family heirloom. You nervous?
Excited.
Okay. Okay, I've got some good news and some very, very bad news.
I hope it's not too bad because we sucked a lot of mash off that every Sunday.
You're going to regret that, the pair of you. The good news is this is very valuable to some truly evil people. The bad news is this isn't actually a potato masher. It's a butt plug. We traced its origin and it belonged to none other than Heinrich Himmler.
It's a Nazi.
I'm aware.
One of the bad ones.
Don't actually want to touch this anymore, it's pretty rank. How does that make you feel, Diane?
Every bit of joy. It's just turned to black.
Anyway, that's all we have time for. Tune in next week where we're joined by Avery, who wants to find out the value and origin of her great-grandfather's favourite ghost costume.
Oh man. And that ending leads into today's final palate cleanser. This, I struggled to find the full version of this, but this is fucking hilarious.
Pick that damn cotton candy, you dirty snicker! Oh, pick it now, damn it! I need that cotton candy now! Disobey me one more time and no more watermelon! No! Don't make me take away your fried chicken, you stupid snicker!
Fucking Snickers.
The white man shall harm you no longer, chocolate friend. Thank you, I don't know how I can ever repay you. Maybe you could stop stealing our corn and get a job, dirty snicker. Nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna get some goddamn food fans in this bitch.
You little white motherfucker!
Oh my god. Oh my god. That was fucking hilarious. Oh, that was fucking hilarious. But that is the end of tonight's show. That is the end of the Midnight Mass. I wish to sincerely thank everyone. Obviously, those who don't. Thank you. Today was unbelievable. But those who simply chimed in with some funny joke or just were here having fun. And I hope you were entertained, even though I had to go off on a rant about a former friend, and I don't really wish to bring bullshit drama to this channel because this show is supposed to be fun, supposed to be entertaining, and in some ways educational. But let's see, what do I have scheduled? I don't have any videos set up, so I don't have anything there. But there will be stuff this week. I tried to do more this week, so I might lax a bit this coming week. I might do a video, or just a video, so I don't know what it'll be about. I'm gonna try and play that game about the black hole again, although I might go back to Party Hard, or I might do some more Plague Inc. I don't know yet. I don't know. Vex Machina is just kind of a, when I feel like it thing. This Friday, I don't know what we're playing. I will put something up for you guys to vote on, because Mr. Money in the Bank is still lurking. He's still out there. He still has his cash in, and he could do it any moment. But as of now, he has not picked the game. And I'm not playing that, no. And next month's fucking Mr. Money in the Bank's looking like it's gonna be lunatic. Holy shit, man, you were the MVP tonight, and but I thank everyone. So that's tonight's show. Oh, Lord. Fucking A. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the view. Thank you for the fucking dollars. Holy shit. And remember, God bless, and may demons fear when you wake in the morning. Laters.
Thank you.